99% of women out there reject men for this one reason alone. Okay? Not even kidding when I say this. 99% of women out there are rejecting men for this one reason alone. And this is a very, very common mistake that most guys who've never had this type of training always make. And I constantly see these guys making the same exact mistake in venues, in bars, a street game, social circle game, dating app game, you name it, right? I see every single guy out there who has not had this training make the same mistake. Guys who have not had pickup training, game training, red pill training, who are not in 7 months of mastery, right? Where I especially emphasize avoiding this mistake. And that one mistake that they make is that they telegraphed interest before attraction. Okay, these guys usually telegraph interest before attraction. And what's the problem with this, right? The problem is if you've not had training, it tends to come off low value. It tends to come off needy. It tends to come off supplicative. It tends to come off validation seeking, right? I mean, there comes a point like where you can pull this off once you gain enough skill, work on any social awkwardness or any social tendencies that you have that come off awkward. You can pull it off by just being charismatic. Like if I could pull off walking up to a girl and go, hey, saw you over there, thought you were cute, just want to say hi, my name's Matt, what's yours, right? And then I can continue a high value interaction from there. Problem is most guys don't do that, right? Most guys can't do that. Instead, what they do is they hop into the role of the seller. They start qualifying themselves to the girl. They start bragging about their job, their car, their house, their money. They start bragging. And then the girl's like, ew, gross, right? Even if the guy is very successful, she's like, oh, gross. It's like weird, that's creepy. Whereas you could take a guy who doesn't really have all those things, who's really unsuccessful, but he's charismatic, and he could pull it off. He could be like, hey girl, you're super hot. Just want to say hi. What's your name? Boom. My name's Matt. My name's Chuck. A little pickup artist spin, right? Get a little physical with her. And then he shows his boldness. He shows his confidence. Problem is, like most guys without this type of training, they don't do that. They might think they're doing it, but they don't. I see, what I see a lot of guys do is this kind of like wishy-washy, half and half type of game, where it's like half of them wants to get the girl, but the other half of them doesn't want to get rejected, right? So they go up to her with this kind of like mixed message, right? And the girl can feel that. And what that translates to her is a lack of confidence, a lack of self-belief, a lack of assertion, a lack of self-assuredness. So most guys can't pull that off, but that's the worst thing that guys do is they telegraphed interest in the girl before creating attraction, right? And especially if this is a girl that you work with, if this is a girl at your gym, if this is a girl who's your like bartender at your favorite restaurant that you're gonna see frequently, you never ever want to do this. You never want to go in there going, hey girl, I just want to tell you I think you're cute. Maybe we should go out sometime. Never ever do that. You know why? Because if she blows you out and she rejects you, you have to see that girl again. And the next time you see her, every time after that, it's gonna be awkward, right? You're gonna feel weird being in there. You know she's gonna be telling her like coworkers like, oh, that's the guy who tried to pick me up. It's super creepy. You know, that's the guy who tried to pick me up. You never want that. You know, you never want to give her that benefit of the doubt. Instead, you want to fly under the radar. So if it's a girl that you see frequently, maybe she's in your class, college campus, you want to fly under the radar, right? And you want to go what we call indirect in the POA community. You go indirect on the girl, whereas you just kind of build attraction, you DHV yourself, you kind of like get the girl to chase you without really communicating any interest in her, right? Without giving away the farm, without spilling the beans, right? You get the girl working to gain your attention, to get attracted to you, and to start chasing you. And obviously I teach you all these techniques here on my channel, and especially in my program 7 Months to Master, I teach you how to do this stuff via negs, making the girl qualify herself to you, via you staying in the role of the buyer and not the seller. I teach you a number of ways to do this, but the problem is most guys don't have that training. So most guys immediately in their kind of piss poor Disney style of learned game is they approach girls and they immediately telegraph their interest. They're totally not charismatic, many times nervous, They're many times coming off very socially awkward to the girl, just hoping the girl gives them positive vibes. And instead the girl's like, wow, this guy's kind of creepy and new, get away from me. Especially if you have to see that girl again, like I said, it's going to be very, very like awkward, right? Because you know she's going to be talking smack about you. She's going to be telling all of her friends and all of her coworkers, like, that's the guy who tried to pick me up. You don't want to give her that benefit of the doubt, right? Instead, you want to fly under the radar as much as possible. Right, the only times you do want to go direct on a girl where you actually tell her like, hey girl, you're cute. Ooh, we should go out sometime. I saw you standing over there, blah, blah, blah. You go through the 5 steps of doing a proper approach that I teach you in 7 Months of Mastery and here on my channel. The only times you want to go direct on a girl is when you have the magic ingredient of anonymity. Okay, remember that word, anonymity. That means you're probably never going to see her again. That means that she's not going to be able to find you, right? That means that she doesn't know who you are. Okay, you have anonymity. So whenever I'm in Vegas or whenever I'm anywhere, say I'm doing street game, night game, bar hopping, club game, a lot of times I'll go direct on the girl because that's all you have time for, right? Most people, especially on the street, you meet out in public, they're on the move. You don't know if you're going to see them again. So you just go direct right away. Boom, direct, right? I just go boom, direct. Hey girl, hey, I thought you were cute. I saw you stand over there. I just want to introduce myself. My name's Matt. What's yours? Like, okay, I can't stay. I gotta meet some friends in a little bit, but I did want to come and say hi. What are you doing here? And then I start cracking into some game. The only reason I go direct on these targets like that is because I have that anonymity. If anything goes wrong, even if, I get blown out, whatever, that's fine. Never gonna see her again. Okay, never gonna see her again. However, if this is my waitress I'm attracted to, if this is the cashier at Target that I think is cute. One girl was so cute, man, I picked up at Target. She was my cashier. She worked at Target in San Bruno, man. This chick was so cute. And I didn't realize she was like 18 she was like 18 at the time. We started dating and sometimes I'd pick her up from work and she'd come out in her little Target uniform and we'd go back to her house and then she'd be like, okay, let me change into my normal clothes. I'm like, no, keep that Target uniform on. Like this weird fetish. I keep that little Target uniform on with those tan pants and that red top. So, but whenever it's a girl that I would see, I know I'm gonna see again, right? Like that Target, for example, I always go indirect. Like that 18-year-old I'm telling you that I met at Target. I went on that girl indirect. I remember the first time I saw her, I noticed her right away. I was like, this chick is cute. This chick is super cute. She looks kind of young, but she's super cute. The first time I talked to her, I purposely went in her line, which was a bit longer than the others, but I'm like, I'm doing game, I'll sit here. I went in the line, and then when I got to the front, she was checking my things as a normal customer, and I was like, are you old enough to work here? I thought you had to be at least 18 to work at Target. She was like, oh, I'm 18. I'm like, really? You sure? Did you use a fake ID? You could tell me, I won't tell your boss. She was like, no, I'm 18. She was like, I just graduated high school. I'm like, really? Where'd you graduate? She was like, I graduated El Camino, which is in San Bruno. And I was like, okay, class of what? This was a few years ago. She was like, class of 2017. Like, 2017? Really? She was like, yeah. I was like, what year were you born? So I was like testing her like very quickly. And it turned out, yeah, she was 18. But that's how I started my conversation. And then did I try to pick her up then and there? Like, oh, you're cute, girl, give me your number. No, I just went, okay, I know this girl works here. I'm going to see her again. Obviously, during that that first approach where I was asking about her age, one thing I always teach my students to do is get the logistics, right? Figure out when she's there, so you're not going in at random times to, like, for example, the Target and trying to figure out when she's working. So instead I was like, oh, okay, you don't work weekends. I've never seen you on the weekend. She was like, no, I do. She's like, I work Sunday through Thursday. And I was like, boom, got her schedule. I was like, okay, do you ever work the closing shift? Because I don't think I've seen you there. She was like, no. She was like, usually I get off at 9. So usually it's like 1 to 9. I had her scheduled. Boom. Right? So I knew right then and there when to come in and when not to come in. Don't bother going to Target. So I went in a second time and I talked to her a little bit more. Could have closed her a second time and I didn't, but I could feel like she was attracted. And I wanted her to kind of let her think about me. So the third time I finally went in, that was the time I was like, oh, hey, you again, right? What a coincidence. She gave me my receipt. I was like, do you have a pen back there? She's like, a pen? I'm like, yeah, a pen? And she was like, yeah. And then I grabbed it and I said, here, write your number down here. Your boss will never know. Right. I didn't want to pull out my phone and start taking her number that way because there were customers in line, and plus obviously there are a lot of cameras there at Target, so I just said, here, write your number down. And I just gave her that look, and I just stood there and I waited for a response, and then she was like, and then she just wrote the number down. And then from that, I texted her later that night. I was like, oh, hey, how was work? Just very, very nonchalant. And we kept texting for another couple of days, and then that weekend, took her out. We went to go to this Mexican restaurant in Burlingame. From that point on, we were like dating, right? It was like that. But had I come in there the first time, like, oh, cute 18-year-old, you're cute. Can I get your number? Can I talk to you? Ooh, can we go out this weekend? No, wouldn't have worked. Wouldn't have worked. Okay, it wouldn't have worked. The number one reason why so many guys just fail with 99% of the women out there is because they do telegraph interest before they create any attraction. It's like they're just kind of socially awkward like that. They kind of just like jump the gun. Right? They tend to just jump the gun with girls, and they don't build up any attraction, especially who are new to approaching girls, right? What they'll commonly do is they'll work up the nerve to approach a girl, and then they'll jump right into comfort building. They'll be like, oh, by the way, have you seen this movie? Did you like it? Ah, I like that movie too. What's your favorite color? Red? Mine's red. Who's your favorite singer? And they kind of start just jumping right into comfort. Right? How many brothers and sisters do you have? Do you have a big family? No. That is the big mistake that they make. And then the girl just ends up friend zoning them. Like, oh, he's cool, he's funny, he's fun to hang out with. Okay. And then she friend zones you because you didn't build any attraction. So what I teach my students to do as part of my 5-step process is you need to build attraction before you build comfort and rapport. You need to build attraction first, okay? You need to nag the girl. You need to get her to qualify herself to you. You need to stay in the role of the buyer so that she starts validating to you. And then once you've accomplished that and she is qualifying herself to you, now that she sees you as a higher value male, now you could get into a little bit of comfort building. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, right? Like, where is she from? Where'd you grow up? Just some logistical things to tell you that, okay, this chick is not like a teenage runaway drug abuser, freaking criminal on the run. You need to just make sure that she's normal, right? Okay, so you grew up around here. Okay, cool. Your family's still here. Do you grow up with your family? Yeah, and parents are still together. She doesn't give you some crazy story of how she was like stowed away on a ship or anything dumb like that. But in any case, that is the one reason why 99% of women reject men. It's a very common reason. A lot of guys make this mistake, and you guys can avoid this mistake even just by learning from my free coaching videos. If you want to go deeper than that, jump into 7 months to mastery. And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you actually subscribe because YouTube is not hooking me up with the algorithm anymore. They are kind of leaving me to my own devices. So I'm asking you guys to also subscribe to my channel because it helps me reach other men out there who really, really need this type of content. You might have been one of them at one time, right? You might have been one of them, and maybe a friend brought you in, or maybe you saw it on the YouTube algorithm. You saw my channel pop up. The reason that's happening is because other guys are subscribing to the channel, and it helps reach guys like you, okay? Because YouTube does not like this kind of material. So make sure you're subscribed as well. And for you guys who want to support all of this work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 months to mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I am talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, baby. The cream of the crop. I teach you how to go out there and approach and close these women, just like myself and thousands of my students all around the world are doing every single week, every single month, every single year, no matter what kind of pandemic's going on, no matter what kind of presidential elections going on, no matter what kind of racial divisions going on. We are continuing to make things happen, and we're continuing to live our lives, and I want you to join us. Right now, the first month is only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me. It's only $1 for the entire first month, so take advantage of it. And all you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.